Alright, so let's work on this assignment for the time series. So actually for the time series, this is the only part that you need to calculate something. So here we talked about the smoothing methods, right? So for the smoothing methods, we have two methods introduced in our chapter. The first one will be the moving average method. The other one will be the exponential smoothing method, right? So for these two methods, you need to be very clear about the steps or the procedures to get the estimated value and the prediction value. All right, okay, so let's work on the first question. It's actually just a one question in this assignment. All right, so the production in thousands. So this is in thousand. This is the unit. Right, the production of a particular item in the factory has varies as follows. Right, so we have the year and then corresponding production. So of course, this production, this response variable is recorded with the time, right? So of course it is time series. And then the number 8 question, smooth the time series using 4-point moving average. So if we say using 4-point moving average, what does that mean? That means L equals to 4, right? And then fill in the estimated value in the first blank row and predict value in the second row of the below table. And show necessary calculations in the blank space. So actually in your assignment, I didn't ask you to do these two steps. So actually you need to do these two steps in your scratch paper. All right, okay, so we say we use the smoothing, we use the moving average method, right? So for the moving average method, to get the estimated value, right? So we need to average the 4 values and then move to the next one, right? So actually to get the first estimated value, you are averaging these 4, right? So actually your first estimate value is actually just in 2017 for here, right? You don't have any estimated value for 2014, 2015, 2016. You only start with the moving average entry, which is for the estimated value is only from 2017, right? So we have the estimated value for 2017, which equals to the average of the previous 4 responses, right? So it would be 40 plus 47 plus 51 plus 58 divided by 4, which is 49, right? So for these 3 are all not applicable, right? So from 2017 you have the estimate value, which is 49, and then next 2018 estimated value will be what? Will be the next 4 observations, right? So it will be what? It will be 47 plus 51 plus 58 plus 62 divided by 4, which is 54.5. All right, so based on the data, we only get the estimated value for 2017 and 2018, right? And then we want to make the prediction, or we also call the forecasting, for the based on the estimated value, right? So we say if we want to get the forecasting for the 2014, we want to use the estimated value for 2013, right? So since we don't have that value, not applicable, right? And then what about 2015? If we want to make the prediction about 2015, we want the estimate value of 2014. So since this is not applicable, will be also nothing here, right? The same thing here. Then what about 2017? If you want to make the prediction for 2017, you need the estimate value for 2016, but here no entry here, right? So still nothing here. And then what about 2018 prediction? If you want to make the prediction for 2018, you need the estimated value for 2017, right? Which is 49, right? And then what about the next year, 2019? If you want to make the forecasting about 2019, you need the estimated value for 2018, right? So that means will be 54.5. All right. So next question. Make the forecast of the production of this factory in 2019 based on the simple moving average method in A, which is just 54.5. That's it. All right. So this is about the moving average method, right? So be careful, they are not applicable, right? So there's no entries before the first one, right? Because L equals to 4. All right. Okay, so next, with the same data, now we want to use the exponential smoothing method. Now we need the actual parameter, which is alpha, right? So here alpha equals to 0.75. And then first thing is to calculate the estimated value for each year, right? Okay, so now it is different with the moving average method. For exponential smoothing method, we have the entries from the beginning, right? So first, beginning, since we do not have the previous value for 2014, we just enter 40, the same value here. Right, so that means we have the estimated value for 2014 is just a 40. All right, and then next, the estimated value of 2015 will equals to, so we say the estimated value of t will equals to alpha times the current value, which is y of t, the current response variable, right? And then plus 1 minus alpha times the previous estimated value, which is y of t minus 1 estimated value, right? So this is the general formula of it. Now we want to calculate the estimated value for 2015. Then what you need to do, you just follow this formula, right? So alpha is 0.75 times the current value. So that means if you are calculating the estimated value for 2015, you need the current value for 2015, right? So which is 47, and then plus the 1 minus alpha, so which is 1 minus 0.75 times the previous estimated value, which is 40, right? Because this is the previous estimated value here. All right, so after you calculate this, you will get equals to 45.25. Right. All right, so now next, you need to calculate the estimated value for 2016. Right, for 2016, you need to follow the same formula, but now we focus on 2016, right? We need to use the alpha 0.75 times the current value of 2016, which is 51, right? And then plus 1 minus alpha times the previous estimated value. So the previous estimated value is 47 or 45.25. The 47 is YT, is the current value. And then in the formula, we need to use the previous estimated value, which is 45.25, right? So after you calculate this, you should have 49.56. Alright, so next, 2017. So that means will be again alpha times the current value for 2017, which is 58, plus 1 minus alpha times the previous estimated value. So we didn't enter here, so the previous estimated value is this, right? So 49.56, which is 2017, which is 55.89. I know it is a long procedure, but be patient. Alright, okay. So we have the estimated value for 2017, which is 55.89, and then we are almost done. The estimated value for 2018 will be 0.75 times the current value, which is 62, plus 1 minus 0.75 times the previous estimated value, which is 55.89. So you will get 60.47. Okay, so we are done with the estimated value. And then if we want to make the prediction, we need to use the previous year or previous time estimated value, right? So that means if you want to make the prediction or forecasting about 2014, you need to use the estimated value of 2013, right? So since you don't have that value, it is not applicable. The same idea, if you want to make the forecasting about 2015, you need to use the estimated value for 2014, right? So since you have the estimated value for 2014, then you will have 40 here. The same idea will be 45.25. You will have 49.56 for 2017. You will have 55.89 for 2018. Then what is about 2019? If you want to make the forecasting about 2019, you need to use the estimated value for 2018, right? So it will be 60.47. Alright, so the next question is just asking about make the forecast about the production of this factory in 2019 based on the above exponential smoothing method. So what is that? What is the forecasting for 2019? 60.47. Alright, so the last question is, based on the exponential smoothing method, calculate the MAPE, right? MAPE, MAPE, and show the necessary calculations in the blank space. Alright, so what is the formula for the MAPE? The MAPE equals to 100 times 1 over n times the sum of yt minus yt estimate divided by absolute value of yt. Alright, so actually this n is what? This n is not total sample size. This n is how many pairs you have in your prediction, right, in your table. So actually we only calculate the MAPE for the exponential smoothing method, right? So we'll focus on this table, right? We will use what? We will use there is a mistake here. Right, so this is not estimated value. This is the predicted value, yt hat. Alright, so actually in this table, you need to count how many pairs for the yt and the yt hat. Right, so for 2014, is there any pair of yt and yt hat? No, because there's no entry for the yt hat, right? And then the other 4, we have that, so we totally have 4 pairs of yt and yt hat, right? So we'll be, let's just calculate for each one, right? So outside is just a 1/4. We have 4 pairs. And then for each pair, I need to calculate the yt minus yt hat divided by the absolute value of yt, right? So for the first pair will be absolute value of 47 minus 40 divided by 47. Right, so it will be yt minus yt hat absolute value divided by absolute value of yt, which is 47. Right, so it will be absolute value of 47 minus 40 divided by 47 absolute value. Alright, okay, and then plus the next one. Next pair will be this pair, right? So it will be 51 minus 45.25 divided by 51, right? So it will be absolute value of 51 minus 45.25 divided by absolute value of 51. All right, the next one, next pair is for 2017, right? So it will be 58 minus 49.56 divided by 58. So we have 58 minus 49.56 divided by 58 absolute value, and then we have the one more term, which is for 2018, right? So we have 62 minus 55.89 divided by 62. Right, so what left will be just a calculation, right? So you will have 100 times 1/4 times 7/47 plus 5.75 divided by 51 plus 8.44 divided by 58, then plus 6.11 divided by 62, and if you calculate this, you will get 100 times 0.1264, so we will have 12.64. So this is the MAPE for the exponential smoothing method. All right, so actually for this assignment, it's just a kind of a review for the 2 methods of the smoothing methods. All right, so we have the moving average method and the exponential method. So for the moving average method, you need to average the L length of the response variable values. And then for the previous NL minus 1, you don't have any entries, right? But for the exponential method, you have the estimated value from the beginning, and then based on the observed value and the estimated value, you can calculate the next estimated value, and then one by one. And then for the map, you just follow this formula, right? The point is, from the previous semesters, I can see many of you got confused with the bottom of this formula, right? It is 47 minus 47 divided by the first value, the yt minus yt hat divided by yt. Sometimes when you get too much calculation, you will get mistakes about 47 minus 40 divided by 40, and then you just messed up. All right, so we are done with this assignment, and hopefully you are good at the calculations. You don't miss any middle steps, because in the exam I am not able to see these middle steps. What I can see is just this final answer. All right.